There once was a wealthy merchant who lived in a grand mansion right in the heart of a bustling city. He had everything money could possibly buy. We're talking golden furniture, clothes made of the finest silk, a whole fleet of servants, and a dining table that groaned under the weight of a feast every single night. You'd think he'd be the happiest man alive, right? Well, he wasn't. He was never satisfied. Every single morning he would stand in front of his magnificent, tall silver mirror and let out a deep sigh. Why do I still feel so empty? He'd wonder. I have everything I could ever want, yet it feels like something is fundamentally missing. He was a man drowning in luxury but starving for meaning. One day a wise traveler came to visit him. The merchant, ever the businessman, welcomed him warmly, hoping this new face meant a new business opportunity. But the traveler just smiled and said, "I haven't come for business. I've come to show you something." He then asked the merchant, "Do you happen to have a mirror in your home?" The merchant let out a laugh. "Of course, I have many mirrors, the finest in the land." The traveler simply nodded and said, "Take me to one." So the merchant led him to his favorite, a grand silver mirror that stood taller than a man. The traveler stood before it and asked, "What do you see?" "I see myself," the merchant replied, puffing out his chest with pride. "Good," said the traveler. Then he gently took the merchant by the arm and led him over to a large window. "Now look outside," he said. "What do you see there?" The merchant looked out at the city streets below. "I see people," he replied. "The poor, the workers, children playing in the street." The traveler smiled, a gentle, knowing smile. "Interesting," he said. "You see, both the mirror and the window are made of glass, but one shows you only yourself, while the other allows you to see others." He paused for a moment, letting the words sink in, and then added softly, "The only difference between the two is a thin layer of silver." The merchant stood there, completely silent. The traveler continued, his voice calm and clear. "When silver covers the glass, you can only see your own reflection, but when you remove that silver, you see the entire world." That night the merchant couldn't sleep. The traveler's words echoed in his mind. He looked around his opulent room, at the gold, the jewels, the endless luxury, and he finally understood. In his relentless pursuit of wealth, he had coated his own heart with a layer of silver, blocking out everyone else. The very next morning he rose earlier than usual. He took a small, simple bag of coins and went out into the streets, not as a merchant, but just as a man. He saw an old man struggling to lift a heavy basket, and he rushed over to help him. He bought fresh bread for a group of hungry children and sat with them as they ate, their laughter filling the air. He visited a sick woman in her humble home and paid for her medicine, asking for nothing in return. And for the first time in years, a genuine smile spread across his face. It wasn't the polite, practiced smile of a rich man trying to impress someone. It was a true smile born from a feeling of peace and connection. That evening he stood once again in front of his grand silver mirror, but this time his reflection looked different. It looked happier, content. He said softly to himself, "I may have silver in my home, but I will no longer keep it over my heart." This story, my friends, teaches us a timeless truth. When we chase after material things blindly, we build mirrors all around us that only show our own reflection. We become trapped in a world of one. But when we give, when we share, when we make the conscious effort to look beyond ourselves and see the needs of others, that's when we discover what real wealth is. Because true richness isn't about what fills your pockets, it's about what fills your heart. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Until next time, take care.